Okay, SS2 students, this is your government third term scheme of work. We'll continue with the military regimes, but today we'll be looking at the military regime of Abacha. That is the Dani Abacha military regime of 1993 to 1998. Okay, let's look at the small historical background of how Abacha came to power. So this man you are seeing now in this picture is Abacha, but he is late now. He's no longer alive. He is late now. He is the one that people say, or Nigerian government say, that he rooted a lot of money, that up till today, which is this year 2020, that are still discovering the money that he rooted. But during his administration, I believe kerosene those days were very cheap. So that time it should be 30 naira per liter. That was what they were selling kerosene that time. Petrol products were relatively cheap in his regime. Okay, let's look at his background. General Dani Abacha came to power in 1993, that is November 17th. And as a result of coming to power, he forced Chief Ernest Shonikon to resign. When IBB stepped out, he made Chief Shonikon as the interim leader. But Shonikon was just a civilian. So Abacha just came up and take away Shonikon. The coup was not bloody anyway. It was not bloody, it was very peaceful. So he just made Shonikon to resign from the office, to resign as an interim head of state. Alright, but in the same government, General Abacha was the Secretary of Defense. You see, he was still in the same government, but he was the secretary. That was why it was very easy for him to plan the coup. So when he came to power, he dissolved the national and state assemblies that was programmed by IBB. So he dissolved them. Then he removed or relieved the elected state governors and the executive councils of their position. So that was what he did. And he didn't stop there. He went ahead and dissolved the various local government councils that IBB brought. So he dissolved all of them. Then he cancelled that two political party that IBB brought by himself, which is SDP and the NRC. Then he now established a new transition program, and just to return the government to the civilian rule. That was his plan. Was 1st October 1998. Okay, let's look at the structure of the Abacha administration. how it was structured. Then in his admission, he have Provisional Ruling Council, which is PRC. In that Provisional Ruling Council, that Provisional Ruling Council is the highest organ of government. And the people that made that highest organ of government were the head of state. He is the chairman and the chief of general staff, whose by name is late General Oladipo Dia. That is the person who is the chief of general staff. He made him the vice chairman. He himself, which is Abacha, is the chairman. Then he made the Oladipo Dia as the vice chairman, which is the general chief of staff. Then that group included the chiefs, that is the service chiefs. That is the example of them is chief of armed staff, chief of air staff, chief of naval staff, then inspector general of police, and the chiefs of defense staff. And we also have other members of the body, which are general officers, commanding military divisions, and some other top military and police officers. So they were the one that made up the PRC, that's Provisional Ruling Council. Then you as well have the civilian members, some of them, which is Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and the Secretary to the Federal Government. Then look at the responsibility of the PRC, which is Provisional Ruling Council. Their responsibility, the power that was vested in them, they have the power to make law, which is legislative, and the executive powers we are vested in them. Then they were the one that ratified the appointment of judges, ambassadors, state military governors, and the administrators. Then as well as federal ministers. Then they as well approve budget. Budget approval is in their hand. And some of other things that they did. That was how he didn't use SMC, which is Supreme Military Council, but he formed his own PRC, which is Provisional Ruling Council. Okay, we'll now move ahead to look at some achievement of the Abacha regime or administration. His achievement, which number one is that this man Abacha, number one is that the administration brought relative peace, law and order. So his regime brought about a relative peace. There is a sense of peace, law and order. Then number two, it appointed important figures from all sections of the country as ministers. Yes, he used federal character here by appointing people from different sections of the country to be ministers. The number three is that there was stability in the exchange rate of naira. You see it? There was a very good stability in the exchange rate. That means the economy was moving well. The number four, he organized a constitutional conference which drew up the draft of a new constitution. So he organized a constitutional conference. From there, to draw up a new constitution. Then his regime as well introduced very wonderful packages for workers. But now look at what we are facing, even in this coronavirus era. Doctors that we are taking care of the patients, they are giving them 5,000 per month for this security or something, which is nonsense. is nonsense. It's too small. But look at this man. That's why I say at the initial that he really tried. He really tried, although they say he looted money, but he really tried in his administration. The exchange rate was okay, and so many other things was okay. Look at it. The sixth one is that under his achievement is that he encouraged free enterprise and creation of a conducive atmosphere for foreign investment. Look at it. He encouraged entrepreneurship, that is free enterprise. Yes. When there is free enterprise, things will go well. Then if you can remember, he was the one that created the last state, the last 6 states that made Nigeria 36 states in number. So he was the one that created those last 6 states. Then the next one was that he made consultation. Anytime he wants to take a decision, he makes consultation, consult people, and on the major national issue. So he consulted people. Look at this last one that we're going to discuss now. Then it was the one that created the Federal Character Commission to address the imbalance in federal appointment. So he did very, very well. He did well in his government. Okay, let's look at his failure. Yes, every government has achievement and failure. But let your achievement be bigger than your failure. That's what makes leadership successful. Let's look at his achievement. His Abacha's regime became dictatorial, thereby paying very little attention to the constitution. It's a normal thing in military leadership. Number 2, the regime introduced ouster clauses to restrain the judiciary from adjudicating on matters in which the government was involved. Number 3, there were bomb blasts in several parts of the country. Number 4, members of National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, who were pro-democracy activists, fled into exile. You can't challenge a military man when he is in power. So you can't. There is nothing like activism. Now the last one we're going to talk is Abacha's second in command, Lieutenant General Oladipo was accused of treason and saved from being executed when Abacha died suddenly. So that is that for Abacha administration. So please subscribe to this channel, and you can play this video as often as possible for you to. For this, the government is all about telling you stories and history. So you can replay it for the what you discuss to stick within your mind. Remember that we as well in Uzi Academy HSA as well run an online classes for common entrance pupil and JS1 to JS3 students and SS1 to SS3 students on mathematics and English and science subjects. We use the platform we call Zoom and Cisco WebEx to do that. If you need our services or if you need this note for this third term, just contact us on 081 33 57 7465. Remember our slogan: pursue knowledge. What you know today, capable of helping you today and tomorrow. Our email address is wuzieedu@gmail.com. Wuzieedu is WUZIEEDU dio@gmail.com. Thank you very much.